We are now 1 day away from the release of Marvel's Black Widow. There's some interesting stuff that's come out over the past 24 hours, particularly on Kevin Feige and how he feels about the movie being released the way it is. I think it's a pretty safe assumption that Disney has high expectations for the Black Widow release. There are people saying that it could make up to $140 million this weekend. That's worldwide. I want to point that out. Domestic forecasts have the movie at about $70 to $90 million. Now, personally, in my opinion, if this movie does not hit $80 million in the U.S., it's a failure. It must beat Fast and the Furious 9. It needs to beat Fast and the Furious 9 because this is Marvel. And I think that if this movie does not at least make, if it doesn't make $75 million like it's projected to make, it's going to be a disaster. People are going to be looking around. There'll be a lot of spin. Well, it made tons of money on Disney+. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. We have Samba TV now. They track this stuff. We'll actually know how many people are watching this movie on Disney+. So it's going to be very interesting. Will it even beat, you want to look at the streaming side, will it beat Tomorrow War? You know, these are real questions. A lot of questions surrounding this movie. And apparently Kevin Feige, he's not happy with the Black Widow release. And it's precisely because of Disney+. He's apparently not happy that this movie is going to debut in movie theaters and at Disney+. And he's got the same concerns that I'm sharing right now, that this Disney+ release could affect the domestic box office. Every Marvel movie that is dropped makes mad money. And they have projections and stuff that they have based on those previous numbers. So if the newest one comes out and it's not very profitable, that's going to hurt the outlook on future movies. Even though I think that that's kind of BS. Like, what is Black Widow? How does Black Widow, a prequel, affect Shang-Chi? You know what I'm saying? Like, or the Eternals. I don't think that this movie is really going to make or break those movies, but this is how these people think, you know? This is how they think. You'd really think that he'd be mad at himself for the way he's been marketing this movie, by the way. Here's Kevin Feige admitting that he's aiming to subvert expectations with the Black Widow film. What movie does that remind you of? Last Jedi, cough, cough, Last Jedi. Last Jedi was all about subverting expectations. Seems like anytime we hear people talk about subverting expectations, the movie is a gigantic pile of trash. But anyway, like, the whole marketing for this movie has been disastrous, in my opinion. But maybe they realize they don't need marketing. People will just run out and shill for a Marvel movie. Oh, it's a Marvel movie. Well, let's go see it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, eventually it's just going to be them sitting around like in the comics and eating at restaurants and talking the whole time. That it's going to become the comics. And people will still whip out a bunch of money and flock to go see it. It's a Marvel movie. They'll take anything. And I think particularly right now people will take anything because of the fact that, well, there's not really much going on. People are starving for escapism and entertainment. And here's Black Widow rolling up, promising to apparently provide that. But Marvel's been just doubling down on this activist marketing. That's what I like to call it, activist marketing. This is an exclusive from Variety. More representation is coming to the MCU. Marvel's Victoria Alonso says, exclusive. This is July 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, I call this activist marketing. You know, it used to be, oh, you never know what characters you might see pop up in the MCU. We're going to bring you all of this fun and action and character development, all this stuff. And now it's all about activism. It's like they're trying to change gears. Like, well, this will prop up phase. What are we on? 4 or 5 or whatever now. This will prop that up for some reason, they seem to think. I don't know. What I do know is the box office for Black Widow will either have them saying, okay, we can continue with this activist type of marketing if it does well, or if it does poorly, they might rethink the way that they're marketing these movies. Because, look, I don't care if there's representation in the movies. I just want a good story. If they can weave this shit in there and make it a good movie, okay. But I highly doubt they can because they never can. Anytime that they put this stuff front and center, that's the story. And it takes over for what the story should be. So instead of having a good story, it's all about, well, I'm this and I'm that and I have this and I do that. Like, that's not what people care about. They don't care about who you're banging. They don't care about what your background is. They just want a good story. At the end of the day, Black Widow deliver a good story. I don't even think Black Widow, from what I hear, I don't even hear it's that woke. Yeah, I won't know until I see the movie, which I'm going to try to see tomorrow. I'll be in Houston tomorrow for Enemy Matsuri, so I don't know if I'll be able to go see it. I'm going to try and go see it tomorrow. And then I'll post a review either on this channel or my YellowFlash channel. Check out the channels tab if you want to follow that channel. I don't post there as much as this channel, but I do like surprise live streams, and I post stuff over there once in a while. So check out that channel if you would like. Also check out my Twitch. Also, please leave comments. How do you feel about this movie? How do you feel about their marketing for this movie? Do you think it's going to do well? We're going to find out soon. Anyway, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video. All awesome things you can do to help out. Also, if you would, please make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.